Welcome to a very special Campus Edge, still a production of Butler Community College.
Produced by students and thanks to the internet for everyone.
It's the 5th episode of the show this semester.
And that means out of the studio, sort of.
We're answering your questions about the show here on the Campus Edge. Each semester, we take our 5th show on the road.
We love our studio, but sometimes it causes cabin fever.
Unfortunately, it's cold outside.
So we decided to show you what goes on behind the scenes. It informs our audience and keeps us warm.
In our first package, Guilherme Lozani talks to students and faculty about the show and the mass communications program here at Butler.
Hey, my name is Guilherme, and I'm the reporter from the Butler's TV studio. And today, I'm going to show you about the mass communication program and behind the scenes of the Campus Edge.
Butler TV, or BCTV, is our video component that's produced by students here at Butler. It consists of information and entertainment that's produced by students. It also includes projects that are produced by our professional staff and other shows that we obtain from outside of Butler. We distribute it over Channel 20 of the Dorado cable system, as well as selected shows are available on our YouTube channel. We have 2 primary shows that students produce. First is called Campus Edge, and that's a video magazine show. Feature stories, 2.5 to 4 minute feature stories about all things connected with Butler students, faculty, and staff. The other show that our students produce is called McGrizzles, and that's a skit comedy show. In all cases, we have student associate producers and executive producers that determine what the content's going to be. Students come up with ideas, they pitch them, or tell our executive producers what they would like to do, and then it's up to those producers to determine exactly what's going to go on the air and how it's be shaped.
I am head writer for McGrizzles, the Butler comedy program. I also do some anchoring for Campus Edge right over there. Okay, so as the head writer of McGrizzles, I primarily write most every script that is in McGrizzles. If I'm not writing like the base script, I'm doing a lot of the editing and just kind of the tinkering and retooling of lines to make them either funnier or make them kind of work towards a greater joke. Just kind of writing for better comedic payoff and continuity. It's definitely a struggle. There's a lot of juggling that you have to do with schoolwork, and then just all of the extra stuff with McGrizzles primarily. Anchoring, there's not so much to juggle because that's kind of just class time. But McGrizzles is it takes up to my personal time out of class, so it's definitely hard. But I think if you apply yourself, anyone could do it. I like doing the TriCaster the most, and for anyone who doesn't know what the TriCaster is, it's essentially just a big board where we take everything that's being put into the show, all of the video, all of the audio, any pre-made videos. And while we're recording on that device, we take the footage that is taken live from right over here and switch between that and the pre-recorded video for the show, as well as all the commercials and things.
This is one of the best programs that I've been attached to. In 2 years, our students get more experience than many of the 4-year programs that are here in this country and outside of this country as well. It's a very special place, and if anyone's interested in mass communications or those areas, I think they should consider Butler.
Alright, that's my Campus Edge for today, and I hope you enjoyed. And you can apply for Butler online at butlercc.edu.
And that brings us back to the studio.
At home on Channel 20 or on our YouTube channel, you see the two of us on our set.
But actually, our set is only in the computer. We'll have our technical director throw a switch, and the set goes away.
Just like with your weather forecast, we are in front of a green screen. The control room replaces everything green in the shot with a virtual graphics set.
We can be inserted into almost any situation, like Santa's workshop.
I remember trying to stay awake as a little girl to see Santa, but I always fell asleep before midnight.
Staying awake late nights isn't hard for college students, but I do get pretty hungry.
You're in luck. Austin Ashcraft went in search for midnight meals in El Dorado, and here is what he found.
Finding food in the middle of the day isn't difficult. There are several places open and you can get basically whatever you want. But what about in the middle of the night? What places are open? Where can you get some food? I'm going to tell you some of the best places to get yourself a midnight snack. First of all, let's start with the most convenient but most expensive. If you live in the dorms, vending machines are an okay place to get a quick snack. They have a decent level of variety and they are a quick walk away. However, vending machines are not available to everyone, and if you want more than one thing to eat, you're about to pay a lot for a little. But one quick snack shouldn't hurt. The second best place to get some food is some fast food. There are several places like McDonald's that are open 24/7 and it isn't that hard to get food. Just don't expect quality. I ordered the 6-piece chicken strip from McDonald's at around midnight, and while the chicken was good, the fries were thrown into the bag haphazardly and they didn't even give me the right sauce. While the food was filling, the quality wasn't that good. Now, the final and best place to get food for midnight is food you got before midnight. Look, if you want food in the middle of the night and you want good food, plan it out ahead of time. Make sure to get some healthy food and ready it beforehand, or make sure it's quick to make. And if you didn't plan on staying up, well, Walmart's open 24/7. And those are my midnight snack advice. I've been Austin Ashcraft with Campus Edge.
After a story on food, you might be hungry, but don't take too long ordering delivery pizza. We've got more great stories coming up after this spot break.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
We're taking you behind the scenes of Campus Edge today. Earlier, we played with the virtual set in our green screen.
Now, let's take a look at the studio soundstage. This is what you see at home.
But this is what Ashley and I see when we produce the show.
We normally shoot with 3 cameras. It's a method pioneered by Lucille Ball way back in the 1950s on her show, I Love Lucy.
And just in case we don't have time to memorize an entire script, we have the words displayed on prompters.
Along with our camera operators, we receive our instructions from a stage manager that's listening to our director over the intercom.
Without our stage manager, I'd be a nervous wreck.
I agree. Not everyone can have a stage manager to reduce stress, but I believe you produced a story on emotional support animals on campus, right? Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Erica Diaz and I'm a student reporter for the Butler Campus Edge. This week we're going to take a look at animals on campus, specifically emotional support animals. We're going to see what they have to offer for the students here on campus.
Well, first of all, I just really love dogs, and it just kind of made living away from my parents easier because I always had animals, and it was kind of hard without them, so I found this little guy. It keeps me company when I'm doing my work. It's kind of tough having to take him outside a lot because he's a dog, but it's good. It gives me breaks in between. But other than that, it's really nice having him. It's just nice because he's always around and he's always there, like comforting me. Sometimes I'll be like crying, and he thinks I'm upset, so he likes to come and like snuggle up with me. And it's nice having always having someone there for you.
This is my first time being in college, and I already had some anxiety issues, so I thought an emotional support animal would help.
Okay. He's adventurous. He'll move around.
He's trained, he's sweet, and he helps with the homework and everything because he knows that. He makes me happy. Can't wait to come home to him. He's so snuggly and sweet, and it's just you know, calm.
I am 9 hours away from home, which is Houston, Texas, and it's very stressful here, so furry friend was very much needed. Like during the day when all my homework is completed, I don't have practice, I get bored, well at least I have like someone to play with, like something to keep me occupied. And then like at night, you know, just to cuddle with me. So. I don't get as depressed. I don't get depressed like thinking about how I don't have one, but I don't have something to get me through the days.
Hopefully, after taking a look at what emotional support animals have to offer, you'll think of getting one for yourself. For the Campus Edge, this is Erica Diaz.
I loved all of those animals. They would definitely make me feel calm.
Support animals come in all forms, including reptiles, amphibians, and even insects.
Funny that you should mention that. For this Campus Edge, Naomi Potter filed a report on exotic pets, Wichita.
Hello, I'm Naomi Potter from the Campus Edge, and today I'm at Exotic Pets Wichita, and it's got a bunch of lizards and spiders and snakes and frogs and cool things that have scales. So I want to know more about it because snakes are really cool, so I'm going to go interview people right now.
Exotic Pets Wichita, we primarily focus on reptiles, amphibians, invertebrates, and so on, not really birds and mammals. We sell a large variety of lizards, frogs, toads, snakes, arachnids, you name it, and all the stuff we sell that you can see around you, the housing, the accessories, substrate, lighting. Definitely sell you everything you're going to need to be able to keep your animal happy and healthy. The owners of this store founded DubiaRoaches.com. It's the #1 dubia roach and feeder supplier in the United States, and they're both kind of into the whole hobby of reptiles, caring for them and everything, and so they really just kind of wanted to express that hobby to another level by opening up their own store. And so they opened up a little over a year ago in Towanda, and now business was doing great. They decided to open up their second location. So George, our Chinese water dragon actually over here, is probably our most popular, but the most popular selling animal will definitely be our young juvenile bearded dragons. So the bearded dragons are naturally from Australia. They're a relatively docile animal. They don't have crazy care requirements. A lot of people get to interact with them, hold them, and they tend to have pretty good personalities as well.
Apart from our really basic bearded dragons that everybody loves, everyone loves our ball pythons. They're super easy to take care of, known for being very docile. They only get about 4 to 5 feet, very manageable size. I have 2 of them at home. I personally love them. They're great.
So we tend to do deal of the days, and it doesn't happen every single day. Of course, we'd run out of stock pretty fast if we did, but we often do like 20% off, 30% off, certain types of animals, products, different types of days. I think the variety of animals we contain is definitely something that makes us unique and special. Another aspect in that is that over half our staff, we're educated and have our degrees in zoo science.
So we have definitely a very different outlook on how to set up things, how to care for things, and all the proper nutrition that goes into keeping these animals alive and healthy. So I think that unique aspect definitely helps our animals be in the current state that they're in.
I think a lot of people don't think of reptiles as their first choice as a pet, and so, you know, when they come here and see the variety that they have so many options, so many different species, that it can really be something cool to go down, a new road, different from cats and dogs.
So that is Exotic Pets Wichita. As you can guess, it's in Wichita. It's really close to Bel Air. It's like on the border of it. So come and look at the cool lizards. Until next time, I'm Naomi Potter, and this is the Campus Edge.
Coming up, we take you into the heart of the show and close with stories on food and law enforcement. You do not want to miss it on the Campus Edge.
On page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
In our ongoing exploration of the Campus Edge, we now head to the nerve center of the show, the control room.
This is where the director and the other crew members hang out.
Starting on the left, we have our prompter operator, then our director who thinks he runs the show.
Then the technical director determines the camera angles, video packages, and graphics you see.
Ready cam 2, take 2. Ready graphics, take graphics. Ready camera 4, take camera 4.
Next is our audio operator, so you can hear us along with our titles and graphic artist.
We all work together to do the job, bringing you quality information and entertainment programming.
Just like Noble House Hawaiian Cafe brings you quality food from the islands, here is Sam Price's take on Hawaii and Kansas.
I'm born and raised on the island of Kauai. I've been making Hawaiian food and sushi my whole life. My family's at 100 restaurants, and I'm still doing it. The only Hawaiian restaurant in Wichita. We're the only Hawaiian food trucks in Wichita. Hawaiian plate lunch is served all the time. It consists of 2 scoops of rice, a scoop of macaroni salad, and a half a pound of meat. The plate lunches that are most sought after here in Wichita are kalua pork and cabbage, huli huli chicken, and chicken katsu. My personal favorite is lau lau plate lunch. Back in the day, it started out with aku, which is skipjack. This is what all the fishermen threw away. It's a combination, it's a hybrid between tuna and mackerel. It's a real oily, deep red fish. They mix it with sea salt, green onions, seaweed, soy sauce. Ahi poke is the #1 thing we sell, whether it be on the food trucks or at the restaurant. Ahi poke is #1, California poke is #2, and salmon poke is #3. It's basically 7 million cans of Spam are sold in Hawaii every year. 4 million cans are sent, so it's 11 million cans. We have Spam and eggs, Spam musubi, and then we do specialty dishes with Spam as well. Hawaiian Sun, so we get them direct from Hawaii, and we have to order 100 cases at a time, which is a pallet. And they're still limiting us on what we get, because we're the only ones in Wichita that, or maybe Kansas, that carry it. We're at about 1.5, like they last about a month and a half, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Especially out here. But if you're the only place in town, and we do allow people to, like some lady came and got 3 6-packs. You can get a case, you can get 2 cases. I mean, we're here to share the aloha, so here it is.
So it's like people can come here and stock up.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay the shipping, because if you get a case on Amazon, if it's $36 or $40, your shipping's going to be the same.
Yeah.
So, $80 for a case of Hawaiian Sun it's not doable. And it's not new, but I ordered mango orange, and it literally tastes like a creamsicle. And we mix some of these with alcohol. So, I mean, you can't have a sakatini without half sake, and then it's like 2 parts sake, 1 part, say, lilikoi, passion fruit. Put in the shaker, over ice, or, shake it with ice, martini, boom, sakatini. The one thing that's unique about Noble House is we put in this bar here, and it's the drinking bar, but as soon as food truck season slows down, which is probably in 2 weeks, we're gonna start making sushi and pupus, appetizers. Wednesday through Saturday, we're gonna start out with 99-cent sushi, as well as our new food truck, the orange one, called Little O. Next season, right now we're just doing plate lunch like we normally do. I have a big one. It's gonna be mostly oyster bar, sushi bar. So on wheels, so you'll be able to get what you want, and you don't have to go to a sushi bar.
Besides Campus Edge, what do you like to watch on TV?
Lots of things, but my guilty pleasure are cop shows with real cops.
I always wondered how accurate those shows were. I mean, do they do all of that in one day?
I had the same question, so I decided to find out myself.
My top priority as an officer is mostly the public safety side of it, but also the businesses, the children, just within the community. We try to be there for them, and if it's there to help them, great. If it's there to arrest somebody, that's just the way it goes. We start our shift with a briefing of all the officers that are coming off shift to the officers that are coming on shift to pass along the information of what occurred during the day shift, so we know what to look for tonight. And then we go ahead and gear up, get our e-tickets ready, get in the cars, and head out. Depending on the time of night, like when I first get out here, we have a lot of traffic, so I'm looking for speeders, looking for headlights out, things like that. It's more of a chance to get to meet the person in the vehicle, not necessarily just to write a ticket. I typically don't write tickets unless I feel they're needed. Biggest fear as a police officer is just the unknown. You never really know what's behind the door. You really don't know how people are gonna react when you show up. They're upset normally on a lot of calls we go to, and they take it out on us. And traffic stops, they're one of the scariest things we can do. We're walking up to a car, we have no idea who it is, and knock on wood, it's always turned out good, and people are nice.
Intersection of Washington and Ash. That was last seen southbound on Star.
625-1044 Central One for you. A lot of people feel that we're out here making money off of tickets, and that's just simply not the case. We don't have quotas. It's all about public safety, and I've been on this exact same road where I catch people 15 to 20 miles an hour over, but that's why they receive the tickets for speeding, not necessarily just because I feel like I want to write a ticket. We work 12 hours, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Every now and then we'll stop and get a coffee, or we'll grab some snack on, but we don't necessarily have breaks per se. Lunch breaks are typically when you can take them. It just never really works out. You're always going to be taking a call when you think you get a break to eat. You can take a break to eat, but I don't like doing that because it shorthands the city with the officer. I pretty much will cover most of El Dorado, and crime finds its place everywhere. It's not just in one little area. One of the biggest issues is going to be marijuana. That's just typical. It comes in from Colorado. It's grown here. It's sold here. It's cultivated. It is what it is. The second, I would say, the worst one that I've seen lately is going to be the meth, and meth just tears you up. It wrecks the brain. The people are never going to function the same after that, and we're starting to see an increase in heroin as well. The number one call I would say we get is probably traffic complaints, followed by probably domestic violence or drugs. The traffic complaints come in from our citizens who just get upset when somebody cuts them off. There's really not a lot we can do. We need to visually see a lot of the stuff that happens, but we do get a fair amount of domestic violence and drug calls as well.
Thank you.
I wanted to be a police officer. I just thought it looked like a really interesting job. You get to meet a lot of cool people and you get to help people. It's just all about keeping everybody safe.
And that's that for our remote episode of the Campus Edge for Fall 2018.
If you want to see this episode again, tune in weekdays at 11 a.m. or see previous shows at 6:30 p.m. on BCTV Channel 20.
Or you can check them all out on our YouTube channel, Butler Student Media.
This has been
The Campus Edge.